Hey everybody, this is Final Fight Guy on the Super NES. This one was released here, but in America, but basically it wasn't really released commercially. I mean, you could only get it for rental, like Blockbuster and shit like that. Basically, it's another version of the first Final Fight game, only this time instead of Cody and Hagar, you can play as Guy and Hagar. That's why it's called Final Fight Guy. Might as well play as Guy. It's still not two-player, it's still missing, the industrial area level, and it's basically the exact same game. But I'm going to play everything. I'm going to play every version that I can really do, I mean, I'll be doing, the Sega CD version, Final Fight CD, the X68000 version, the Game Boy Advance version, of course. Final Fight Revenge will be on here. I'll be doing the arcade one, hopefully. Definitely the Saturn one, as soon as I can get my hands on it. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of Final Fight games. The only one that I really have no way of playing right now is Final Fight Streetwise. I don't have it. It's a PlayStation 2 game, and, well, aside from the fact that I'm not about to download any PlayStation 2 games, they're not emulated all that well anyway. So if I was to find a physical copy of it, before the time comes up to do it, I would, fucking just point my cam at the TV and do it that way. Considering I'm not even going shopping next Saturday, and then I'll probably, have to get to it before the Saturday after that, because I have a barbecue coming up, I'm probably just going to have to skip Final Fight Streetwise. Maybe do it at a later date, and add it to the playlist, but, the feature will be over pretty much after Final Fight 1 on Game Boy Advance. Will probably be the last one. So just letting you know about that. And then we'll get on the next music trivia thing. I want to let you guys know Song 10 is still unguessed in round 3. So I'm going to give you guys some hints. I've never done this before, and I hope I won't ever have to do it again, but it's getting ridiculous, and the guesses that you guys are giving are absolutely awful. I mean, there actually have been a couple of intelligent guesses, like the people who were guessing Beetle Adventure Racing. That's a pretty good guess. I mean, it's not even a racing game, so there's your first hint. It's not a racing game. But it kind of sounds like the music in Beetle Adventure Racing, so I can understand. That's what I would call an intelligent guess. Not, these people guessing weird things. I don't know. So I'm going to give you 3 hints. So hint 1, it's not a racing game. Hint 2, I'm not going to tell you what type of game it is, but let's see. Hint 2, it is for... well, I don't want to give away the system, but it is for a system made by Nintendo. We'll say that. So, you guys guessing PlayStation and whatnot, you can stop. So it's a game a game on a system made by Nintendo. I'm not saying the game is made by Nintendo. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it definitely is on a system that's made by Nintendo. And your third hint will be that... Oh, I'm up to Thrasher already. I mean, damned. Your third hint will be that it was... it's part of a very famous series. It may not be one that you've necessarily played or even heard of, from what I'm guessing, because people haven't gotten it yet. I thought this was kind of an easier one compared to some of the ones in round 3. But it's remained unguessed. So yeah, it's definitely from a series that everybody has heard of, and that I think everybody has played at one point or another. It's definitely from a famous series. So keep that in mind. Yeah, shit. It's pretty much the best I could hope for right there. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, I mentioned Sega CD because I'll be doing Final Fight CD. I want to let you. I'm still not taking Sega CD requests, but I'm working on getting a collection. I'll make an announcement when I'm ready to take Sega CD requests, but it's going to be sometime, fairly soon. So there's that. Something happened to me at work today. I guess I should talk about. Well, it didn't happen to me, but it happened at work, and it's funny, so I should talk about it. I'm sitting there. It's like near the end of the day, minding my own business, just working, and suddenly everybody in the office is freaking out about something outside. And judging from what was going on, what kind of people I work with, I figured that they saw a bug or something. I mean, the things that people in my job get worked up about is ridiculous. They get worked up about stupid things. But, I digress. So, everybody's seriously freaking out, and it's going on for a while, and I'm trying to ignore it, but it keeps on going. So, eventually I go check it out, and they said that, something's going on in the parking lot, something going on out there, and apparently there's a guy, and he's half naked, and I'm like, well, which half? And they say the upper half. So, this is so a guy with no shirt on in August. Surprise, surprise. I mean, big deal. I'm thinking that's acceptable for men to go shirtless in hot weather. I mean, it is kind of a double standard that women aren't allowed to just go shirtless. But I mean, it would be distracting for me if I was driving down the street and women were just hanging out with their tits out. Especially if they were fucking big fat tits, and that would just be kind of frightening. Well, anyway, so I'm like, well, what's the big deal? The guy has no shirt on, and then they tell me that he's getting a blowjob. Apparently, some dude was getting his pickle gobbled right in the parking lot, which is bizarre, and, there was talk of obviously doing the obvious things like calling the cops and shit, and I don't think it ever happened because I think that they scared the guy off. But it was in the most public spot possible. It wasn't in a remote area where no one would see it. It was right at the entrance to the parking lot where everybody that drives by can possibly see it. And, so, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people obviously have public sex, but, there's public and there's public. I mean, there's public where it's somebody might see us. Oh, it's so exciting. Which, is exciting. It's cool to do that, as long as you don't get caught. It's the thought of getting caught. But if you're basically just, out in the open, where people are driving by and you're getting your fucking cock sucked, that's extreme. That's not just, public sex for the thrill of it. That's just sad. That's we couldn't find a better spot. I mean, that's just asking to get arrested. Not just, caught, where somebody would see you and they'd go, oh my god, and you'd run away, and you'd run home with your partner and fuck like crazy because you're just so excited. That's just the cops pulling up and being like, excuse me, sir, could you pull up your pants? Ma'am, you, wipe the cum off of your face, you fucking slut. It's too bad that they scared the guy off before I was able to see this, because I would have liked to just, stick my head out the door and go, chug, 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 chug. You gotta admit, that would have been funny. In case you didn't realize, she was chugging cum. Actually, she probably wasn't. I'm sure the guy didn't get to finish. I wonder if he got his money back. It's just insane. It's what the fuck? And at first I thought it was bullshit. No way there's some guy getting his fucking cock gobbled right outside the place. And, in a crowded area like that. There's just... Oh, that's right, he doesn't stab. There's no fucking way, right? But then somebody who is, much, much more reliable said that as she was driving out, because we called her, I think we emailed her to tell her, because this is oh, she would have loved this. And she was like, oh my god, as I was driving out, I saw some guy with no shirt on, and he was talking to this woman. I guess they were negotiating their price at that point. He was, receiving oral pleasure from a lady friend. Fuck you, Andor. Almost out of time here. Guy is actually my favorite character in this game. I like to use Hagar a lot, but Guy just has, the best reach and combos and shit. And I can get through the game easiest with him. I mean, I'm kind of fucking up now, I only have one life left, but that's mostly because I've been talking about unrelated shit as I'm playing. Yeah. Fuck you! Oh, that was fucked. Over there. So yeah, it was a very strange day for me in terms of, you know, work and shit. Yeah! Hardly any time left here. This is about where I got to in the regular Final Fight SNES video. Isn't that crazy? Nope. Ah. Fucky. Alright, well that's really gotta be it. I mean, I'm out of time here. I'll just punch this guy out. But yep, there's Final Fight Guy. Hope you enjoyed it.